Hi, boys and girls, little artists everywhere. It's Mrs. O'Brien here, and we are working on our category book, so it's time for us to think of something else that we can draw for our category book. And so yesterday we did animals, we've done food, so how about if today we think of all the plants we can think of? So you can think of different types of plants like trees and bushes and flowers and grasses and plants that you might find at the beach and plants you might find in the mountains, all sorts of the plant world. So I'm going to start with, how about some pink roses? And you could do 2 or 3 or just 1 rose, however many you want in your little bouquet of roses. And you might want to have a green handy because lots of plants have those greens on them. Okay, and you might want to remember that roses sometimes have big thorns. All right, another one of my favorite flowers or plants is a daffodil. So I'm going to take my yellow, and a daffodil is that flower that has kind of a little cone shape coming up, and then it has the frilly around the bottom of it. And they come in all sorts of beautiful colors in the springtime. So I'm going to draw 2 daffodils, and they grow from a bulb underneath the ground. So you could draw that part in if you wanted to. I think right in the middle of my page, I am going to draw a nice big tree. And I think I'm going to make it a pine tree. So it's going to grow nice and tall. Of course, they won't be correct to the size. And then you could make sure you have some brown pine cones hanging down from the many branches. You can kind of make it like a triangle or just a tall pine tree, however you want your tree to look, whatever size pine cones you want it to have, because there's all sorts of varieties of pine trees. Okay, and then of course the pine needles kind of stick out from the tree branches, not like leaves, they're needles. Okay, and then my other tree that I might draw that comes maybe from an acorn would be an oak tree. So I can draw another tree. Now again, if you wanted to separate your plants out on different pages, you could do that and make sure that you have one page for each type of tree or bush or flower or whatever you've decided that you're going to do. So while I've got my brown out, I'll draw another tree over here, and it's going to be more of a round with the trunk coming down. And you could draw a fruit tree, an apple tree, an orange tree, any kind of tree that you want. I think I'll use some different colored greens here just to make my trees look different. And I'm not doing individual leaves. I'm just kind of drawing little leaves everywhere, little scribbly leaves. It's pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can slow the video down, pause it if you'd like to, come back to it later, draw on your own, speed up and see my picture first, however you want to do it. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is, how about just some sort of a bush, maybe a hydrangea bush. And so that's going to be a big bush that's rounded like this. And I'm just doing scribble scrabbles to make all the green foliage. And then I'm going to go back. Hydrangeas can be blue, or they can be pink, or they can be real pretty purple, or they can be white. I'm just doing blue because it shows up on my page really nicely. Okay, another type of bush would be a camellia bush. So again, I'm going to get one of my different colored greens, draw another little bush, maybe under the tree. Here we go. And then you could draw some of your trees in the fall. Camellia bushes kind of have pink flowers or white with a yellow center, but just do it however you want. How about if I do a little Japanese maple? So that's going to have a little, it's kind of a little smaller tree. It comes out, its branches go every which way. And then I'm going to put it with orange, kind of orangey leaves. And then I'm going to go in and put some purple in there. And the leaves are shaped in kind of a star shape. But again, you don't have to make them perfect. There's kind of some reddish purple leaves for the maple tree. And there's some more. All right, let's put, how about some marsh grasses. So that would be kind of another color green, and then make it come up, and then they could have kind of flowers on them that look like corn shaped maybe, in a kind of a golden wheat color. Pretty. Okay, here's a plant that we might not have thought of. How about a cactus? And so you can make your cactus whatever shape you'd like it to be. And maybe put those spikes coming out. And you might think of some house plants like an orchid or some ivy. Oh, we didn't think of vines. So you can take one of your greens, and I think I'll make a vine going up. Now, ivy is known to be invasive in a lot of areas because it just grows and grows and grows. So you have to be careful where you plant it. And so you could draw any sort of a vine, maybe a honeysuckle vine. If you wanted, you could put some little flowers on your vine. It's kind of fun. Now there's also plants that live in the water that you might want to do some lily pads. That might be kind of fun. Lily pads are kind of a heart shape, and they float on top of the water, and then they've got kind of a pink flower that comes out of them. There's some lily pads, and then across the bottom of my page, I am going to just draw lots of grass. Lots of grass going down. I'm sure there's a lot of plants that I didn't think of that you thought of. Maybe some people that consider dandelions and things like that as weeds. Just little bitty purple flowers. Just look outside for some inspiration, and you'll see all sorts of different types of trees that you could draw. We didn't get into fruit trees, magnolias. What kind of trees or bushes or plants live in your area? And therefore, you'll have a wonderful page full of different types of plants. All right, boys and girls, I hope you had fun with this page. Be sure, if you want, you can label it. You can get your brothers and sisters, little brothers and sisters, to try and identify your plants however you want to do it. It's all your creation because you illustrated it. All right, boys and girls, until next time, be kind to one another and happy drawing.